Hey everyone, I'm back with another makeup video. It's another regular workday, and today, while I get ready, I want to talk about something super important while we chat: beauty standards and self-love. Now, what do you think about this combination? Everywhere we look, there's an idea of what's considered beautiful. From perfectly curated Instagram feeds to flawless magazine covers, these images surround us all the time. And let's face it, it can make anyone feel like they've not enough. Trust me, haven't you gone through such a phase? I personally have. Back then, when I was in my teens and early 20s, social media was far less used, but I used to buy magazines, and in those magazines, I'm sorry I cannot recall the names. I think Vogue was one, and maybe I used to buy something called Cosmopolitan, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about the names of the magazines, but I remember I used to collect those magazines and keep for future reference. Different styles, different ways the girls on the magazines look. And along with time, when social media evolved and when I had my Instagram account and then Facebook was also parallelly running, we used to see a lot of people over there, posing beautifully in different angles. They looked very smooth and luxurious. Their skin was so perfect, their hair was so perfect. I used to wonder, oh my God, why is my jawline not so sharp as in the girl who's on my Instagram feed? Then I used to wonder, oh my God, her hair shows so shiny. Why is my hair not so shiny? I used to keep on comparing myself to the lady or the girl whom I used to see on social media. And I used to wonder, what's the reason for that? Is it because I'm not using the right products? Am I not spending enough to look more beautiful? I used to always have this why question and then trying to find a reason for it. And you know what? It took a lot of time for me to realize that along with time, the beauty isn't one size fits all and perfection. It's a complete illusion. What we see online often has layers of filters, edits, and carefully chosen angles. The social media has become such a big part of our lives, and with that, it has also shaped how we see ourselves and others. Think about how easy it is to compare yourself to influencers or celebrities. We back then, maybe at a certain point in life, we would have done that. And some may be out there who used to, who is even doing it right now as we talk. But what we don't see are the hours of preparation, professional lighting, and editing that go into creating those fabulous photographs that we see on our Instagram feeds. Talk about the amount of technology that would have been used to create those stunning photos. It's important to realize that these standards are often unattainable because they're not real. Yet they create this pressure to look a certain way, which can take a toll on our mental health. And mind you, that is going to be huge. Instead of letting these images make us feel less than who we are, why not we use social media as a space to celebrate diversity? Why not we try to keep it real and try to promote body positivity? There was a time, I remember it very clearly, that being slim was the ideal way to look. Having a flat tummy, having no curves, and having sharp body lines was the way, and it was the ideal figure that a girl should have. That I think maybe in some people's minds it's still there, right? So these are the myths that we really need to break. And one of the biggest traps we fall into is the pursuit of perfection. But here's the truth that's so important to remember: nobody is perfect. Perfection is a concept that's constantly changing. What was considered beautiful decades ago is different from today, and it'll change again tomorrow. So why stress about fitting into a standard that's always evolving? Don't you think that true beauty lies in authenticity? For being real, for being who you are? Now, when you start embracing your flaws, your quirks, and everything that makes you unique, that's when you truly shine. Because nobody else can be you, right? Let's stop focusing on what we think needs fixing and start celebrating what makes us special. Now, that is something that we tend to forget about ourselves. We keep on comparing ourselves to something always. I mean, every moment we keep comparing, that sometimes we forget who we are for real. We tend to forget what's special in ourselves, what's unique about ourselves. Now let's talk about self-love, because that's the foundation for everything else. Self-love isn't just about saying the nice things to yourself. It's about genuinely believing you're worthy of love and respect, exactly as you are. It's about accepting yourself without conditions. Now I want you to do one thing. Take a moment for yourself and try to silently figure out, try to identify what's unique in you, what's special in you, what is a unique feature that you carry, what makes you stand out from the rest. And then start thinking whether you have used that unique feature, that unique quality, that unique ability to the betterment of yourself. I think many of us have not used it. One way to practice self-love is to stop comparing yourself to others. Remember, social media is a highlight reel, and mostly you should keep social media only to time pass, only to, as a relaxing activity, just to, spend a couple of minutes when, to take a break from your work, from your daily work. It doesn't show the full picture of anyone's life. I mean, social media doesn't show the full picture of anyone's life. It doesn't talk about the background story. Another powerful habit is reframing negative self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, try changing it to I'm doing my best and that's enough. Small shifts like this can make a huge difference over time. Celebrate your achievements. Start doing it now itself, no matter how small it is. You don't need to celebrate always, which is something big. Small things can also be celebrated. Got out of bed when you didn't feel like it? Now that's a win. Took some time for self-care? That's a win too. Self-love is built in these little moments. And that is something that we should not forget at any point. Because we live in a world where societal pressures can be overwhelming. Whether it's beauty standards or, relationship expectations, there's always something trying to define our worth. And I see a lot of girls and ladies out there, sometimes they want to be beautiful, they want to be fair, not for themselves, but to please and, to be the center of attention of the opposite sex, to have the preference of the opposite sex. Now, that is a completely wrong perception that has been created in the minds of all these girls through the influence of social media. I mean, that is something which we really need to start addressing right now, and you are the only one who can make that change happen, right? Because it's high time we start embracing ourselves for who we are and let the society also know that we are satisfied from it. And we would not, do anything else that will, change ourselves and make us look like something we're not. So I hope this message resonates with you. Remember, you're beautiful just as you are, and your worth isn't defined by anyone else's standards or opinions. Let's break free from these unrealistic ideals and embrace who we truly are. Self-love isn't selfish, it's necessary. You deserve to be confident, happy, and unapologetically yourself. Thanks for spending this time with me today. If this message spoke to you, let me know in the comments or share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you next time, and until then, stay strong and stay beautiful. Bye!